Well, hey everyone out there in YouTube land, how you doing? How you doing? Today we're going to take a look at the Boker Magnum Survival Neckup. Do a little unboxing. Made in China. You already know, those of you who know, the honey badger leaf, large, blue, very cool. What do we have? Okay. Now I pre-ordered this knife. Big fan of little neck knives. Kind of cool. It's got a, looks like a, ooh, magnesium maybe, ferro rod. Okay. Little compass. Is it accurate? That's a question though. We'll have to test that later. Okay, so plenty of cordage. Kind of cool. Reminds me of another knife that I have. It's like the Arch Ally or Arch Nemesis. I can't remember what it's called, but that's at my home. I am no longer near there. Okay, I kind of like the little guy. It's very little. I have a large hand. You know, and the only thing I could say with these little neck knives and small knives in general like this is I really wish they'd just go ahead and give you the inch that you need to actually grip it, but you know, you could easily put a lanyard there. But I think what spoke to me was this cool Tanto blade. Boker Magnum 440A. Cool. Yeah, I really like the shape. And a nifty little, yeah, I don't know if that's accurate. It doesn't seem to spin when you move it, even when, oh, okay, never mind. But it's putting north in several different directions here. So yeah, Boker Magnum Neckup. Like I said, I'd pre-ordered this knife from Blade HQ. And it took a year, maybe longer, to actually get it. So that's pretty crazy. But here it is. Glad to see it. All right, y'all. So here is a look of the Boker Neckup, which I got for $33. I think I also saw them on Knife Center for $26. I'd probably go with Knife Center, but I had mine pre-ordered at Blade HQ, so there you go. And this is Maynard's Guidesman Covert, 2.25 inches. Let's just see how they kind of look differently. This is also $10. 30, 10. Just a quick comparison of similar size blades here. They both are pretty freaking cool in my opinion. They are very small. You can see my hand here is, you know, almost the same length as both of them. Yeah, large to extra large hand. Kind of the same looking thing here. Decently sharp. Same kind of jazz here. Decently sharp too. The blades are, I mean, virtually the same length. You know, this is not double-edged, even though it kind of looks like it is, but it is not. I like both these knives a lot, believe it or not. Even though they are tiny, I think they are both super cool. Yeah, just a little side-by-side of similar things you can look for. Maynard's, I think, is a Midwestern store. I actually saw this on a Birdshot 4 video when they went to Maynard's for looking for knives, and they did not pick this one up, but I saw it in the background and I was definitely interested, and I went ahead and looked it up. It was $18 shipped. The shipping from Maynard's was not great, but still it's weighty, it's full tang. You know, I mean, they are very, very similar in size comparison, you know, and that wasn't even intentional. It's just the way it is, and it's both very cool. I could recommend either. If you're looking for a small fixed blade, this one's definitely thicker. Yeah, this is a thin and slicey little guy. This one's pretty beefy. So yeah, you know, and this one's kind of advertising itself as a survival knife, which is definitely a kind of knife you could have in the, you know, on your backpack or in your kit, just because it's so small. Yeah, and I think that's, you know, kind of the idea behind this little case or sheath or whatever you'd like to call it. I was trying to see if this is removable, because it's, you know, and to me personally, if it would shave off some of the cost, I would just say forego this and pass the savings along. I would almost even say forgo these, pass those savings along, because you can get a magnesium like bar with a ferrocerium rod on it for like $2, and this is just useless, worthless junk, in my opinion. And I would say if you could pass those savings along by just getting rid of that, I would sell this knife for $25. You know, just a thought. But the sheath here has really positive retention, very clicky, very nice. This one's got a chain, fantastic. Also really clicky, no wiggle, very nice. $10. 3 times as much, but, you know, definitely a thicker piece of blade stock, and probably slightly more reliable. And you do have some fire starting options in the sheath, which is fine. All right, kind of a quick conclusion here. Got through some fruit. Looks like there's a little just a little miscoloration on the tip there, but everything seems to be in order. So yeah, if you can tell in the fruit cutting, this little point is where you get the most force when you're pushing down. The tip is good for poking, but this part of the blade, not very sharp. I mean, this whole thing could use a little love for sharpening wise. It's not the sharpest knife, but when you put pressure right here, it does cut. It is still very small. Very, very small. I really like the shape and the design. I think I'd like the handle to go to about here and the blade go to about here. You know what I mean? It would be a lot better, but I know it's a neck knife, a survival neck knife. I mean, it's definitely got a little bit of weight for, you know, if you were a backpacker or something, I could definitely see this being a great little backpacker knife. Now, coming back to the sheath, I started to realize, like, this is kind of strange. What does this, is this removable? So I lifted it, yes, and that's what happened. The compass has a mirror on the back, and you know, signaling mirror, as you can see, it does its thing, it does what it's supposed to do, but it's in a weird spot. You have to flip the sheath like this to utilize it, and that's kind of awkward, but I mean, doesn't really matter. I have noticed that, like, if there is any interference electrically, it does not point north, which is that way. So it is pointing south, southeast, actually. There you go. That's north. So it looks like cell phones kind of mess up the magnet, but when you bring it away from the cell phone, it does actually point north. Just not something I'd trust my life to, but you know, something you could kind of put in your kit. Have not tried the magnesium and ferrocerium setup. Once again, I would rather pop those off and have them individually, not a part of a sheath, but maybe that's something to include on maybe a follow-up video. I'm not going to do that on this one. Just wanted to put this out there. So yeah, for $33, I think Boker's gotten a little pricey for what they're putting out, to be honest. And that's for almost all of their products these days. Who am I? I'm not the marketer. I'm not the salesperson. I'm just the consumer. And on my end, for 36 bucks shipped, well, however much it was, nearly $40 shipped. I did have some other things in the package, but still $8 shipping on a $33 knife. It's a little steep for what it is, to be honest. I'd like to see something like this at maybe $25 or $27. And once again, you could probably forego this little bit and these bits, because any survivalist is probably going to already have all this. Not having any sort of clip, like a belt clip option, and these kind of weird plasticky things, I mean, it's just, it's junk, like very odd. I would like to remove this, remove these sides, basically put these into here and make a belt loop out of this, and or a clip, a utility clip may work. I don't have one, but you know, that's what I would probably get for this. So yeah, Boker Neckup, Boker Magnum Neckup Survival Knife. All right, hope you guys found this useful. If you're in the market, yeah, I mean, for 30 bucks, I think you can do better for the size, but it's not a bad option. And once again, I really do dig the shape. The size is a little small for me, but maybe better for somebody who's a smaller person. And yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Check you guys later.